President Donald Trump has issued a sweeping order imposing a fee of $100,000 on H1B visas. Now, while the White House has clarified that the rule will apply only to new applicants and would be a one time charge, how is this going to impact sentiment, IT stocks, and employment going forward? Well, to decode really all of this, I'm joined by senior market expert Ambareesh Baliga. Thank you for your time. Your first thoughts on the correction we've seen in the IT stocks, the sentiment and the impact that people are feeling, as well as how this will then impact employment going forward.
See, the way I see it is that it is in the near term, it's more of a sentimental impact than a real impact on the balance sheet. Because thankfully, I mean, earlier we thought, initially when it was announced, we thought this was applicable for everyone. Then the clarification came that those who already have H1B visa, they will not have to pay that extra amount for renewals. Renewals is going to happen at the old rates. So that was a silver lining, I would say. But then, if you're talking of the medium term, yes, I think there will be an issue because the IT companies keep sending on a regular basis new employees, the first-time employees in US. I think that's going to stall because you cannot be paying, nearly what 10 times plus because the total cost of sending, getting a H1B visa earlier was about $7,000 to $10,000, including all expenses. And
Mhm.
here, I mean, they've increased the rate $1 lakh, which I don't think most of the IT companies would spend. So, people going to US on H1B visa is going to come down very sharply, and
Mhm.
this possibly would affect the deliveries, at least in the medium term. So, I see an issue as far as IT companies are concerned in the medium term. But again, if you're talking of longer term, I think there's enough time for them to look for alternatives. When I say alternatives, it would be nearshoring in the sense to service US customers. They may set up centers in Canada, in Mexico, from where the IT personnel can travel to US for short term, complete their work, and come back. So I
Mhm.
think that's what is going to happen. And there is a possibility that there can be a shift of research base of some of the US companies. Part of the research base may shift to India, so that it's much easier for them to get their work done. And along with this, for India overall, the positive part would be the reverse brain drain. I mean, we have seen that brain drain happening for the last 3 decades plus. But from now onwards, the brighter students, the brighter employees may in fact stay back in India and work from here. I think that will be very positive as far as Indian economy is concerned and Indian IT sector is concerned. And all this,
Absolutely.
and all this may finally ensure that the wage hikes are not as high as what we have seen in the past.
Well, absolutely. Many believing that look, the H1B visa fee hike will could be a new opportunity in the long term for India, like you said, as well as skilled talent in the country. So going forward, do you think this is just a short term pain or a short term uncertainty, really, as to how this will pan out, and in the long term, this could be a fresh India opportunity?
Like I said, a short term sentimental impact, medium term, there will be an impact on the balance sheet, and because of which the stocks could be under pressure. But in the longer run, in addition to whatever I said, I think the use of I think that is also going to help IT companies reduce their wage cost. I think that's the other positive which can happen in the longer run.
Mhm.
But again, as far as AI is concerned, in the short to medium term, this will also act as some sort of a margin pressure as far as IT companies are concerned, because they'll have to adopt AI. They will have, competition because of AI. At the same time, they may not be able to let go
Mhm.
of, their workers, at least in the short to medium term. But in the longer run, clearly, I see even the number of employees would be reducing in this space.
Absolutely. And lastly, many saying that look, the ripple effects could be even more far reaching, really, as far as the United States is concerned. Your thoughts on that?
No, whatever announcements have been made, it's just not H1B visa. I'm talking of right from tariffs, and whatever is happening in US, I think is going to be negative for the US economy in the longer run.
Mhm.
because whatever said and done, US economy was performing. People were investing. I mean, globally, most of the treasuries were investing in US
Mhm.
because of just one reason, that it was a very stable economy with stable. Like overall, it was quite stable as far as policies are concerned. But now that's thrown out of the window in the last couple of months, and because of which you'll also see investments getting out of US over the medium to longer run. And at the
Mhm.
same time, I think because this will have an effect on the dollar, overall you will see US economy performing worse than where we are. I mean, unless of course we see a major U-turn coming from Trump, but I think the damage is done.
Right, you feel the damage is done, and like we've always been saying, look, stability really is what drives economies and markets and the sentiment as well. So, this uncertainty again coming in, like you said, has had that sentimental impact. And in the long run, we'll continue to see how this pans out. Of course, for India, it means a fresh layer of opportunities in the long run. Thank you for joining us and for sharing your thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you, my pleasure.